Hi everyone, welcome to Productiz, our new video series about products and services from OVHcloud. On each of these videos, we have a use case with startups, but also a specialist to talk about the products. And today, this is about Kubernetes with Samson. Hi, Samson.
Hi, Fanny.
Welcome to this first Productiz. We talk today about Kubernetes. Can you tell us a little bit more about you and what you do with Kubernetes?
So I am a product marketing manager at OVHcloud, and I work mainly on public cloud services such as managed Kubernetes service and private registry. And to sum up, I plan and I do strategy marketing to communicate the value and the benefits of our products to the market and to the customers.
And you're so passionate to Kubernetes that you have a YouTube channel about this?
Yes. So at night and on my weekends, I have a YouTube channel called Cookie Connecté. I have nearly 100,000 subscribers, and I also explain to my viewers, for example, cloud native, Kubernetes, and all stuff related to cloud. So that's why I may know one thing or two about Kubernetes on this topic.
Yeah, you are born to talk about Kubernetes, no?
I can do it for hours, exactly.
Okay. What is really Kubernetes and what we can do with this?
So Kubernetes is an open source container orchestrator. So to explain its role, let's visualize that in production you can have hundreds and thousands of containers, and you cannot just manage them manually. You need to automate the scaling, the deployment, and the lifecycle management of all your containers. And Kubernetes does that. It automates all of the tasks regarding the management of containers.
That sounds really nice, and this is really popular. Can you explain us what is the advantage of Kubernetes? Why is it so popular?
I would say that Kubernetes is a way to achieve cloud-native applications. And cloud-native application is today the goal for companies because with cloud-native application, you can deliver scale, resiliency, and agility so that you can answer to the market quickly. You can, for example, integrate innovations fastly into our product and create more values for your customer. And this is why Kubernetes is so popular, because it allows you to achieve that.
Nice. Could you tell us more about the OVHcloud managed Kubernetes services on new products?
So at OVHcloud, we provide to the customers a managed container platform so that they can focus on the development of their cloud-native application on the code, and we take care of all the infrastructure side, the major updates, the security. We maintain, we host, we securize the different components of Kubernetes, because Kubernetes is a very, very complex technology. It evolves a lot. There's a lot of major updates per year. So we allow the customers to focus on their business, and we take care of the complexity of the infrastructure at OVHcloud.
Yeah, it's to give a more useful and easy life for developers and company, and to focus on what you want to do.
Yes, so that they just have to use, the magic of Kubernetes to scale, to deploy, and to manage the life cycle of their containers to achieve the flexibility, the resiliency, and the scaling fastly to benefit for their core business and to their customers, and not care about all the complexity and the constraints of Kubernetes.
So Kubernetes is on all the other providers. What's its unique on OVHcloud services? What is the difference?
I would say that first it's regarding the pricing model. Since our Kubernetes master is included, you won't be charged for it. The customer will pay only the infrastructure resources, such as the network, the storage, and the compute. And since on the compute and storage we have the best performance price ratio, the customer benefit it from that. For example, if it use GPU nodes or guaranteed resources instance, and he can even use for let's say an entry level or cheap Kubernetes cluster or discovery instance. So all of that we have the best price for a Kubernetes cluster for each need, and the traffic, the network traffic is included inside OVHcloud data center. So this is a real asset and on the pricing, so that the customers can predict more easily its consumption. And the second one, I would say, it's related to our philosophy of open source and of reversibility of the infrastructure. Because at OVHcloud, we based all our technical layers of public cloud on open standard infrastructure, such as OpenStack and Kubernetes, but also Harbor. We are compatible with all open source tools, such as Ansible and Terraform. And with all this compatibility and reversibility, everything a customer builds in our data center at OVHcloud will be easily migrated to another open standard infrastructure. It will be very easy for him to do that. So this is the two main assets we have regarding the competition.
And if a startup or another company have already a cluster Kubernetes on another provider, how he can come to our Kubernetes and work with us? What is the best way?
We make sure that our Kubernetes cluster is compatible with multi-cluster and multi-cloud tools, such as VMware Tanzu, Azure Arc, and Google Anthos. So if a customer, a startup already has let's say a Kubernetes cluster in another cloud provider, with these tools it's easy to have a multi-cluster on different cloud provider, so that he can still use his Kubernetes cluster on another cloud provider, and for example for different reasons, for example the cost or everything related to sovereignty stakes, he can go to OVHcloud and manage all of that very easily with the multi-cloud tools.
Okay, you can put in every cloud provider and handle how you want.
Yeah, because the philosophy of cloud native is to go beyond a cloud provider and the specificity of an infrastructure. So I would say that a true cloud native application should be ready to run on any cloud provider. And we make sure that the customer can use the tools he is already using, and to have his work compatible with OVHcloud Kubernetes.
It sounds really amazing and really easy. Can you give us your best tips for startups or company for to come and to work with us?
I would say, since cloud native it's a long journey, I would say that startups should do this step by step. For example, at the beginning of the cloud native journey, the customer can, for example, can experiment a small Kubernetes cluster, and for that we have a big opportunity, because since the Kubernetes master is not charged, the customer can do all the tests, the experimentation, and when he doesn't need to do tests anymore, he can just shut down the nodes, the instances, so he won't pay anything, but he will keep all the configuration, etc. on the master. So it's a very good start for your cloud native journey. And then when the company is more mature, Kubernetes service can empower its software team to create, for example, easily development, staging environment to help them to go fastly, to create a software factory thanks to that, and to have a step on cloud native ecosystem. And then when they are ready to go everything on production, we make sure that every tool he uses, and we have our service or other services on public cloud to provide him everything he needs to run it on production.
Thank you very much, Samson, for all this advice and for your time. See you soon, I hope, in Productiz for new services. And now it's time to startups. Now that we understand better what is Kubernetes and how it works, it's time to go deeply in a use case with the startups.
My name is Cédric. I'm the co-founder of Promo.dev. Promo.dev is a startup that we founded in November 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And the mission of Promo.dev is to help companies collect and manage digital evidence in the fields of marketing, health, and transportation in particular. For instance, just for you to know what I mean by evidence is like cash receipts, sanitary and health passes, train tickets, ski passes, and many others. So our solutions are designed to meet a very large number of users without compromising on security, of course, and neither on the user experience. We joined actually the OVH startup program because we needed to be accompanied on the request and XXL project that could receive more than 200 million visitors. So today we work with different type of companies, like from all sectors. For example, I can give you some names like the National Railway Company in France, the SNCF, or the Compagnie des Alpes, which is the worldwide leader for the ski resorts, but also brands like Wonderbox, Husqvarna, Axo Nobel, Maped, and many others. One of the specific way we work at Promo.dev is we develop in Navy SEALs or commando mode applications that can receive a large number of visitors simultaneously, all at once. For this reason, the cloud offers us unparalleled flexibility and budget control. Especially since it's not necessary to increase, human resources to manage the infrastructure. Kubernetes, in particular, is a solution that allows us to run applications autonomously. So it is the best solution to properly manage a large variation of traffic. It is the fastest deployable solution to meet health data hosting rules, HDH rules in particular. Concerning the architecture, so we have a redundant Kubernetes architecture on 2 OVH data centers behind a load balancer composed of 4 Kubernetes nodes, always active and scalable up to 100 nodes per DC. Our database are stored on 2 replicated PostgreSQL nodes outside of the Kubernetes cluster based on OVHcloud public cloud instance. We collect and monitor logs with 2 always redundant ELK nodes based on PCI and backed up to object storage. I think it's clear. And all is linked to a VRAC. And thanks to our partnership with Ecritel, service provider, our service provider, we can meet all the 6 HDA classes. Well, when we build a service in accordance with health data for one of the largest rail transport company in the world, in agreement with European and the French health authorities, the choice of OVH saved us a lot of time, actually. I don't know if you know by yourself, many applications that are set up and ready in less than 6 days for production, capable of absorbing more than 200 million connection. So it was really important. The choice for us of OVH managed Kubernetes services, which is a company not subjected to the Cloud Act, was very important for us because it permit us to save time in the overall presentation of the project and reassured the authorities concerned. We are able to do a load test very quickly, which was also very essential for us. Okay, 3 tips. Let me think. What is always complicated, to determine the right time to add additional nodes in the architecture. So we needed to have some information on that, and it have helped a lot to have this type of information thanks to OVH. We are also, it was complicated also to know in advance how we could manage the VPNs, in our project, because it's always complicated with public cloud version to connect VPNs to the architecture by keeping the HDH requirements. So that was things that also was could have been also good to know before, starting. So we learn also by doing, and so that was important. And the third tips, and this is actually the reason why we picked up OVH, is when you have a doubt, when you don't know something, and that's what we do at Promo.dev, we always ask about to the experts. And for us, OVH was the experts in question, and thanks to the advice and the tips you gave us, it permitted us to save a lot of time for that.
Thank you everyone to have followed this first Productiz about Kubernetes. If you had liked this, you can make a like here or to follow us on YouTube here, and see you soon.